Dear colleagues, we will be discussing today about the sustainable livestock development specifically under the Indian agriculture scenario. The Indian agriculture is a coexisting with the livestock rearing system ever since the agriculture practice has been taken up in this country. The livestock plays a key role in the Indian economy because it provides us food, manpower, draft power, income and fiber for sustenance. The livestock rearing profession in the country is unique because 60% or more than 60% population, which is a landless or the marginal landholders, are having 3/4 of the rural population of the country with them. It is their contribution which has brought the livestock into a key picture. With the per annum growth going up and the target being fixed at the rate of 4 to 5% growth rate, it is only possible if we go towards the sustainable livestock development program. Dears, you will like to know what is the sustainable livestock development. It is nothing but it is a system of a livestock production which is site specific and is having its application over the long term effects, specifically for satisfying the human food fiber needs, enhancing the environmental quality and the natural resource base, making the most efficient use of the non-renewable resources and the on-farm resources, and integrates the appropriate natural biological cycles and control measures. This sustainable livestock development program has to sustain the economic viability of the farm operations. In turn, it has to enhance the quality of the life of farmers and a society as a whole. The future growth of country, that is 4 to 3%, is only possible if we go through the sustainable livestock production, because the equilibrium between the livestock and the crop has to be maintained, and we are not in a position to obtain a growth in the productivity by increasing the number of livestock population. The reasons being, the feed and fodder sources are becoming deficit, the per capita land availability is decreasing day by day, and more of the urbanization is taking place. So, we have to come towards the technologies which are very viable and sustainable ones. The sustainable livestock development is possible through the technologies and the various managemental operations which are available for application, but they require the acceptance of the basic field workers or the ground level livestock rearers. The technologies which are available with us can be grouped broadly into the two categories. One is called as the biotechnology, and another source which I will put it as a indigenous technology. This is a rich reservoir which is existing across the length and breadth of the country, and this technology, that is indigenous technology, has got various numerous nomenclatures, and but one thing is common, that this is a farmer's own technique, lifelong learning process which has contributed to them. The biotechnology is the upcoming field, that means use of the living for the livings. The biotechnology role in the livestock development is not lagging behind, and we find in our day-to-day livestock rearing practices, the biotechnology is coming in a big way. The various areas where biotechnology has made a remarkable contributions are livestock breeding, animal nutrition, animal health, disease diagnosis, and over and above the treatment of the livestock waste products. Now we will take one by one the livestock breeding technology. Biotechnology in the livestock breeding has been adopted ever since, and the name which I am going to put is familiar to all of you, that is nothing but artificial insemination. That is where the biotechnology has really done a wonder. This method of artificial insemination is used for the upgradation of our native germ plasm, as well as it is also being used for conserving our natural resources of the livestock. Most of us are well aware of the artificial insemination technique, that usually this is a simple process whereby the semen from a quality proven bull is taken, evaluated, diluted and cryopreserved. It can be kept for a years and years together and can be used at any time. This artificial insemination has been instrumental in bringing about the white revolution of the country, because the movement of the animals is being restricted. We are in a position to import the quality germplasm only through this frozen cryopreserved form, which is utilized for the upgradation of our livestock. A new technology which has come up and is of really very value in the selection of the animals is the embryo transfer technology, where the embryos are being produced in a quality dam. They are collected, evaluated, and are used in the recipients to produce the dams, so that the generation interval in evaluation of the sires is being reduced. Moreover, this technology, the embryos, the living beings or living livestock, we can say, is preserved at a -179 degrees Celsius for indefinite period, which will act as our genetic resource for the future generations to come. Another thing is, another technology which is gaining into the breeding is the cloning technique. As the age-old myth of that the reproductive gametes are the only gametes which are responsible for producing the offsprings has been given a bench. Now the cells are being produced, cloned, and we are having the cloned animals for higher productivity, desired traits, and quality parameters. So this is really making a key event into our reproductive and genetic improvement programs. Then we are having genetic markers. With the help of biotechnology and DNA sequences, we are in a position to isolate the particular segment of a DNA or a gene which is responsible for producing a particular quality trait. These traits are being incorporated through the technique, scientific technique, into the germplasms, that is embryos or the single sex chromosomes, and are being used for multiplications. The next phase where the biotechnology is coming into production is helping in increasing the livestock production is nutrition elements. Probably if the nutrition of the livestock is optimum and positive, the best production you are going to get. But this is the area where whoever country particularly, because we are not producing only for the livestock, we are making a dual use of our feedstuffs which are being producing. Only stores and the leftover fields are left for the grazing of the livestock. If we are in a position to produce a quality fiber material which can be served as agriculture produce as a livestock feed also, it will help. The use of the probiotics, that giving the livestock probiotics to have a self-sustaining and self-digestibility system in them, is putting up a given. Another example is the prebiotic enzymes. The better utilization of the crude fibers by the livestock, we are giving the prebiotic enzymes. Then particularly in the case of a small sector of a livestock, that is the poultry, the organic acids, need-based essential fatty acid or amino acids are being given, so that the quality protein material is being produced from them. The next era of the biotechnology is livestock productions. Because it is very important, the production will continue if the animal is in a perfect health conditions. So we must provide the animal a protection against the various diseases. On the older times, we had the attenuated and inactivated vaccines to provide the protection against various diseases, some bacterial, viral, and parasitic diseases. But the storage and transportation of these vaccines was a real problem for particularly far-reaching areas and their short shelf lives, which was very difficult for us to have a transportation of these vaccines to the remote, because we are having difficult terrains after every 400 and 300 kilometers. So the biotechnological approach has come out with a new generation vaccines, which is a frozen dried, which you call as lyophilized vaccine. It is easy to store. You can store it for years for a prescribed time of limit on your shelves and reconstitute as and when required and use it. So this vaccine has played lyophilized vaccines are playing a key role in the disease control in the livestock sector. Next. Biotechnology has also come in the disease. We are taking utmost efforts to control the disease, but it is not always possible that all the diseases which are a symptom of a one organism or multiple organisms, come out as and when the immune resistance of the animal falls down. So it is better that we come out with a specific and accurate disease treatment which is very used, and we are in a position to diagnose the specific causative organism of that disease. So we are having the diagnostic tests with them which are easy to base, which are very specific and can detect the disease. Even the farmer who is not so educated or knowing the aspects of the disease can use himself to detect the disease element. Specific primers for the disease are available. Specific antibiotics, monoclonal antibodies now which is coming is very specific against a particular disease, can be used as a curative measure. The age-old antibiotics is a contribution from the biological interventions only, and if some disease or the symptoms come out, we use these antibiotics for the treatment of the livestock and the poultry sector. Then I will say that indigenous technology, as I told you, for every region there is a indigenous technology is coming up, and it is this technology, we say that it is a farmer based technology, because this technology comes from the use and adoption which our ancestors were using, from the ancestors to next generation to the third generation, and third generation to the next generation. It has to come out. This generation, this technology which we call as indigenous technical know-how, has a proven factors, positive aspects, because it's a very less cost effective. It is readily available. It is available in the form of stories. It is available in the form of literature. There is no set curriculum which is to be followed for this. It is a socially available. It is economical, affordable. It is sustainable, and it has got a minimum risk. At least the farmer can learn from another farmers. If a particular method is to be adopted, he just gives it a try, and if he succeeds, he follows it and conveys it to the other farmers. So farmer to farmer learning system is the base of this technology. We say that sustainable livestock development is the only way to us now. Developments in biotechnology, indigenous technology know-how are numerous. They are ready to provide us the solutions to the problems which are constraining the production of the livestock. The largest and the most impact of the biotechnology and indigenous technology know-how is only possible if the proactive approach in evaluation of these technologies and their social adaptability is being taken and is being pursued by the social scientists. With this, I think that our all production constraints which we are facing in our day-to-day life will come to an end, and our livestock will gain a new heights. As for the sustainable development of the livestock, we have come across two major ways of technologies. That one was the biotechnologies, living of land. Another was indigenous technology know-how. These two grouped together are likely to provide solution to the various problems which will be responsible for increasing the productivity and production from the livestock sector. However, the use of the biotechnologies which I have enumerated earlier, that is biotechnology in the livestock breeding program, animal nutrition, disease diagnostics, livestock health, and our indigenous technology know-how, which are scattered in the length and breadth of the country, require to be pulled together and documented and given a real evaluation and toward the field level by the using our social network and of the scientists, so that the constraints, shortfalls if any, are overcome. Anyhow, the only way for having the sustainable livestock production is through the use of biotechnology and combined together with the indigenous technology know-how. My advice, if you have got any doubt, query, or want to have further queries and interaction on these topics which are responsible for the livestock sustainable development, the matter is available on the website of the Manage. From there it can be downloaded or taken in the form of videos or CDs, and you can update yourself and counter interact with either with the Manage or with us. Thank you very much.